There are two types of labors are there. One will be direct labor, another one will be indirect labor. What is wage system is? A system of wage payment which take care of both, that is providing guarantee of minimum wages as well as offering incentive. Under wholesale plan, their productivity, their time they have spent, everything should be considered. Based on that, salary will be paid. Hello everyone, this is your Adarsh sir, lecturing Vidyashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence. So we are in the first session of your Unit 3, that is called labor. Now we will understand what is labor. Now this is your third unit as well as the smallest unit of your topic. Now under labor what we will learn? Under labor what we will learn? Now under labor, we have small types of problems. Now, normally we pay wages to the laborers. Now, whatever wages we are paying, normally the labor chapter, it includes only direct labor. Indirect labor, we will not touch only. Now, whatever wages paid to the laborers or workers, how do we calculate? Now, what is a fair or actual wages has to be given. Whether he has worked for 10 hours, what will be his wages? He worked for 5 hours, what will be his wages? Everything will be calculated under this labor topic. Now, normally the wages are calculated on time basis, your number of units you have produced or number of days basis. There are various bases we have to calculate labor. Now, in today's session, we will understand how many types are there to calculate wages. Is there any formulas to calculate wages? Everything we will understand in today's session. The agenda for the day is very simple. Now, we will understand the learning outcome from this topic. The next part will be the records. The records means how do they keep records? Like if salary or wages are paid, wages cannot be paid equally to everybody. One person, he is very lazy, he doesn't work only, for him also, and one more person, he is very active and he works complete whatever time he is in the office. Now, we cannot give same wages the person 1 as well as person 2. So, there is a different criteria to make a payment of wages. What are the criteria we have? On what basis wages are calculated? What will be the productive method of calculating wages? Everything we will understand. Before that, everything has to be recorded. How they will record? That comes under your record part. And the third one, wage system. What is a wage system? Normally in your syllabus, we will follow two wages system, which are those. One will be your wholesale plan, another one will be your Rowan plan. So these two we will work out today. Concept. Along with that, you will understand concept also. Now, the last part will be bonus. So we are not going in depth of your bonus, and even we are not discussing about bonus. What is a bonus for labor in this? So whatever work you have done, if you have done your work better than another person, you will be awarded with bonus. What is that? Like one work, one assignment I have completed in 10 hours. My friend, he has completed in 8 hours. How many hours he has saved? 2 hours he has saved. He will be awarded for the 2 hours. He will be benefited for that 2 hours. How he can be benefited? That is called bonus. These are the topics we are going to learn and we are going to understand in today's session. Now, learning outcome of this topic. Which are the learning outcomes of this topic? We'll go one by one. Now, the first one, distinguish between the direct and indirect labor. There are two types of labors are there. One will be direct labor, another one will be indirect labor. Now, the second part, understand the various phase of labor cost control. So the labor fact. Understand the various phases of labor cost control. So how can we control the labor? Next part. Understand the concepts like labor, turnover, time keeping, time booking, and idle as well as overtime. So what is labor turnover? What is time keeping? What is time booking? As well as what is idle as well as overtime. Now, labor turnover, I'll make you to understand first. Now, in this, so this is various facts of labor cost control, FACT. Now, so first one, labor turnover. Labor turnover means what? I'll give you simple example. So we are running a business. Now, right now we have 10 employees or 10 workers at office. Now, it is in the month of, example, it is in the month of December. Now, in the month of January, you have 8 members. How many members you have? 8. In the month of February, you have around 13 members. Now, out of 13, 5 members are old, 8 members are new. Means out of 8, 3 already left. Every month there is a changes in workers. Last month 5 seniors were there. This month out of 5, 3 are left. Instead of 3, newcomers joined. Now, every month there is a rotations are happening. Few are leaving the company, few are joining the company. What is the reason? This we call it as labor turnover, coming in and going out. If this happens, we call it as turnover. Now, whether it is a good for company or not, it is a serious problem of company. If labor turnover is more, it is nothing but the laborers are not happy with the work. If laborers are not happy with that work condition, what labor do? The labor will leave the job. That is called labor turnover. We will understand much better about labor turnover in the coming sessions. Now, time keeping. What is time keeping? Like at what time you logged in and what time you logged out. That is called your time keeping. Even time booking also, they write down all the details of your login as well as logout. And idle as well as overtime. What is idle time? So very simple. Idle time is out of 10 hours, 2 hours you have not worked. This is called idle time. Or out of 8 hours, 1 hour given for lunch or some other purpose. This 1 hour we call it as idle time. Unproductive time, or the time which you have not spent with the machine, we call it as idle time. Idle means without producing or without doing any productive work. If you are sitting means we call it as idle time. In this, we have normal idle time and we have abnormal idle time also. What is normal? Normal means your lunch time. Without having lunch, you cannot work for longer time. So these are called as longer or normal idle time. What is abnormal idle time? Abnormal idle time is called as like you have given 1 hour for lunch. You have taken 3 hours. The extra 2 hours we call it as abnormal idle time. Hope you are clear. Now, so the next one will be overtime. What is overtime? Normally your work timings is what? You are supposed to work for 8 hours. You are supposed to work for 8 hours. But you have worked for 10 hours. Your actual working time is 8 hours, but you work for 10 hours. So how many hours you worked more? 2 hours extra you have worked. Why? Because the production is more. The work is more. The target also more. Whatever the extra you have worked 2 hours, we call it as overtime. What is this? Overtime. Now, the next part, know the various methods of remuneration, including incentive plans. What are the methods of remuneration like? So whether it is a monthly base, yearly base, day base or weekly base, the methods of remuneration are, it will be paid on daily basis, or else they will give you some assignment. You complete this assignment, you will be paid so much. These are called as your methods of remuneration. Hope you understood. Now, and incentive plan. What is the incentive plan like? I tell you that I'll give you a target of, you are supposed to complete 100 sales. 100 units you are supposed to manufacture. So I have given a task of 100, but how much you completed? You completed 130. 30 you have excess. 30 you have extra manufactured. Whatever you have manufactured extra, for that you will be given incentive, because whatever the standard level we have maintained, your cross that level means you're above the your target. So that's why you will be paid more. You will be awarded. That is called as incentive. Hope you are clear. So these are the topics. And the last one, understand payroll. Payroll means your salary calculation. It does by whom? Normally it is done by HR people, human resource department. They will prepare your payroll. Accounting and disbursement. Disbursement means what? Distribution of your salary, distribution of your wages. We call it as disbursement. Now, these are the learning outcome from this particular topic. Now, labor meaning. What is actually meaning of labor? Now, in this, there is a cost incurred in the form of remuneration paid to the employees or labor of the organization, the workforce required to convert material into finished product. So you have a raw material like rubber, you have to manufacture a tire. So this rubber we call it as raw material, tire we call it as finished goods. Conversion of rubber to tire we call it as, there is a conversion. Who will convert rubber to tire? Who will do all this job? Laborers, workers will do. Without paying, will they do? No. If you want to convert rubber to your finished goods like tire, we need men, we need workers. For workers, we are supposed to pay. Whatever you pay to the workers for the conversion purpose, we call it as labor. Hope you understood. Whatever the salary we pay, whatever wages we pay, we call it as labor. Now, called labor, it can be direct as well as indirect. There are two types of labor are there. One is direct labor, another one is indirect labor. First one, the portion of wages and salaries which can be identified and charged to the single cost of unit. You have a single unit, so you have directly involved with the machine, you have directly involved with the production, that is called direct labor. I'll give you a simple example. So you are the person from rubber to tire manufacturer. You manufactured one complete tire. Your target is, if you manufacture one tire, I'll give you 100 rupees as a salary. So this is what direct labor. If you manufacture 10 tires, this will be 100 into 10. How much? You will be given 1000. In a month, if you manufacture 300 tires, 300 multiplied with 100, you will be awarded 30,000. Like this, your salary will be given. Any doubt up to this? No. This is called direct labor. Easily we can calculate one tire, 100 rupees. If you manufacture one tire, you will be given 100 rupees. This is called direct. Now, indirect labor cannot be directly related with the production of specific goods or service. Example, foreman, storekeeper, timekeeper. See, the wages or workers will be there. So workers who are directly involved in the production. So just assume that I am a person, I am a worker. My job is what? From rubber to tire, converting of raw material to finished goods is my job. Now, where I'll get rubber, I'll go to store department. Store department means there I can get a rubber. So where I can get all the chemicals and all, for that one more store department is there. Once I done with all the manufacturing, molding and all, where can I get? For that there is a one more tool kit, there is a tool office will be there. There everything is kept. After once I done with the manufacturing or conversion, the tire will be kept where? It will be kept in godown. Now, see, the in charge of this, in charge of this, in charge of this, in charge of this is not directly involved in the manufacturing, but these persons are supporting me. These persons are supporting to the worker. If you want to convert rubber to tire means he need rubber. Where he can get rubber? He will get from these persons. So these persons are indirectly involved in production. To convert, I need chemicals. So I'll get chemicals from this store. There is a person called in charge of that store. Without him, I cannot convert this. So he is also part of the production, but he is not directly involved. He is indirectly involved. That is called as indirect labor. Like foreman. Foreman means what? He is a supervisor. There are a group of 5 or 6 members will be there. Like me, there are almost 5 workers are there. They are converting rubber to tire. So we are under the direction of what? We are under the guidance of what? One manager will be there. He will not involved in the production, but he will guide us. Whatever we require, he will get it done. So he is whatever salary paid to that foreman or the manager or the supervisor, we call it as indirect labor. Hope you understood. Foreman, storekeeper, timekeeper, etc. So these are the topics we have to cover under your labor. Next part, records. What are the records now? Timekeeping records. In timekeeping system, maintaining record of each worker's time in and time out. The time in and time out. What time they entered, what time they dismissed, what time they have. So they have vacated the office. Everything will be recorded. During the regular working period, in this basic aim is responsible for the recording the attendance time of each worker accurately. Every day, what time they log in, what time they log out, everything will be recorded. How they will record? There are 3 methods. Like they can go for clock cards, they can go for disk method, and they can go for attendance record. Which are these now? Clock card is very simple. So there is a time will be set there. One clock will be there. So the time he enters in a card, they will enter 5 o'clock he entered in the morning, and 7 o'clock in the evening he leaves the premises. Then in the card they will mention. So there is a card will be there. His name is just Ramesh. His name is Ramesh. Now, this is your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, so this is log in, this is log out. This is in and this is out. 5 o'clock he came, evening 6:30 he left. 4 o'clock he came, evening 3:45 he left. See, similarly, we write down, and in the total column number of hours, and we will total. Like this we are supposed to calculate. As per the watch, whatever the time shows, the login and logout will be mentioned. Now, the second part will be disk method. Normally in the disk method, what happened? There is a hole will be there, and every employee will be given with a token. Like the token may be like this. The token will be like this. Now, once the person enters, he will be given a token. The token will be attached to the door. Once he leaves, again the token will be removed. So this is called as disk method. A coupon or a token or disk will be given to the employee. The time he leaves, the disk will be, whatever the attached to the board will be removed from the board. That is called disk method. Now, the last one, attendance record. In your book, they will write, like in your school or colleges, what happens? Now, time teachers enter to the classroom. She or he comes with the attendance book. Now, she or he read out all the names, and as soon as she reads the name, the students will raise their hand, attendance will be marked. Similarly, in your book, everything like whether he is present or absent will be recorded in the attendance record. This is called your timekeeping records. Hope you understood. Now, the next part will be time booking records. What is the time booking records under this? In timekeeping system, maintain the records of each worker productive time spent by the workers in the factory. Now, in this, the time spent will be recorded properly. Now, method of time booking. Now, in this, first will be daily timesheet. Then second one, weekly timesheet, job ticket, labor cost card, time and job card, as well as idle time card. Everything will be mentioned. Idle time card means how many hours he was sitting without work or idly. Like if raw materials are not available in the factory, then what workers can do? Workers simply they have to sit. If machineries are not working, if power cut, no generator, then what happens? The workers has to sit idle. Those time will be recorded. Each and every minute will be recorded in the idle time. Earlier it was all manual system, but right now it is everything on system. Next one, wage system. This is very important. What is wage system is? A system of wage payment which take care of both, that is providing guarantee of minimum wages as well as offering incentive. Normally the normal wages will be given, along with that incentives also given. So these are the informations we have. Along with that we have a remuneration on time basis, piece basis and bonus system. I'll give you a small story on time, piece as well as bonus system. Then later we'll go for Halsey plan as well as Rowan plan. Now we will understand what is the first one. First one, time basis. Second one, piece basis. First one, time. Second one, piece. So do you have anything? No. Bonus system will come later. So time basis and piece basis. How the salary was given. Like just assume that the whatever example I'll give you now, just assume you are the proprietor, you are the owner. So this is nothing but a case study now. So just assume that whatever example I'll give you now, you are the owner, you are the proprietor. What will be your decision? You should tell me now. Now, in this, what happened? The first one is time basis and the second one is piece base rate. Now, under time basis, like worker X, worker Y and worker Z. There are three persons are there, X, Y as well as Z. Now, time basis we are paying salary. You are the owner, you are paying salary to these three members on time basis. Like morning 8 o'clock he came, evening 8 o'clock he left. He worked for 12 hours. Again, the second person worked for 10 hours. The third person worked for 8 hours. There is an agreement between you and your workers. Per hour, you will be paid 20 rupees. How much you are paying to the laborers? Per hour, you are paying 20 rupees. Now, 12 multiplied with 20, the first person will get 240. Next, 10 multiplied with 20, the second person will get 200. And the third person multiplied with 20, the third person will get around 160. Are you happy with the method you are following? In your company, you are following time-based system. the number of hours there in the factory, you're paying on hourly basis. Are you happy with the system what you're following? Now, see, he was there for 12 hours, he is getting more salary. He was there only for 10 hours, he is getting lesser than this. He was there only 8 hours, he is getting 160. Is it fair or not? Just think about this and let me know whether it is correct or not. Now, I'll give you one more example, like you are not following this system, you are going for a system, piece rate system. Now, the first person, he manufactured 10 per piece. You told that I'll give you 20 rupees. I'm not paying on hourly basis. I'm paying on the unit you have produced, manufactured. If you manufacture one unit, you will get 20 rupees. The first person manufactured 10. 10 into 20, he got 200. The second person manufactured 11. He got 220. The third person, he manufactured around 14. So he got around 280. This is different example. This is different. Don't merge. This is different. This is different. Now, you come back to the first one. Do you think it is properly you're paying? I'll tell you now. You may say, yes, sir, I'm giving properly on hourly basis. 20 rupees what I promised I'm giving. But the answer is, see, the first person, he was there for 12 hours, but he is the laziest person. Just think, assumption, he is the laziest person. Now, out of 12 hours, 6 hours he was just sitting in the canteen. Assume that out of 12 hours, 6 hours he was sitting in the canteen. Another 2 hours he was talking to the manager, his friends and everything. 8 hours. Only he worked for 4 hours. How much he is getting? 240. But the last person, he was there for 8 hours. He worked for 8 hours and he is getting how much? Only 160. Now you tell me, whatever salary, the procedure you are following, whether it is correct or wrong. You are giving salary on hourly basis. You are not seeing the productivity. See, out of 12 hours, he worked only 4 hours. Balance 8 hours, just he was chit-chatting in the canteen. Still, he is getting how much? 240. Normally, in the government office, what happens? They come in the morning, they will go for breakfast. Again, they will come back, they will go for lunch. After 4 o'clock, they will go for snacks. Later, directly they go back to home. But they are getting more salary than private employees. This is what happens. If you pay on hourly basis, the truly are the honest persons will get less salary. Even though he was there for 8 hours, he spent his life, or he spent his time completely for all 8 hours. He manufactured very good. So in this, what happens? So unfairly, we are giving more the person who spent less. We are giving less the person who spent his time more. That's why this system is not good. Clear? Yes. Now you will agree because you are the owner. So you think that unless others, even though he is not working, you are paying him more. So we'll cancel this system. We'll go for piece rate system. Now we'll come back to piece rate. Are you happy with the system what we are following? Like this, there is no cheating and nothing. If you produced, I'll give salary. If you are producing less, I'll give you less salary. Are you happy with this? Just think. See, the first person, he produced 10. I'm giving him 200 rupees. The last person, he produced 14. I'm giving him 280. Now it is a proper way. Is it right or wrong? Still we have a doubt. So in this, what happens? He thinks that if I produce more, I'll get more salary. Then what happens? The quality decreases. If you keep on, the standard itself 10 you can produce. The expert itself can produce 10. But how much he produced? 14. What is the quality? Quality decreases. There is no proper unit he has produced. Out of 14, 7 are damaged. Out of 14, 6 are damaged. Then what happens? So even though you're paying how much? 14 into 20, 280. Whatever he produced 10, all 10 are proper, but he's getting only 200. Whatever 14 he has produced, out of 14, 6 to 7 are less quality units. So this is the reason this also not good. Piece rate also will not give you exact salary to the workers. Now we are in a confusion or dilemma that, sir, you said time rate, now you are telling it is not good. Sir, you said piece rate, now you are telling this is also not good. Then which method I should follow? I'll tell you. For these reason, we have two more methods. Those are called as your Halsey plan and your row 1 plan. Now, because of all the disadvantages what we have faced in time and piece rate, we have one more method that is called Halsey plan as well as row 1 plan. Now, what is this Halsey as well as row 1? These are the Americans, they are the mechanics. Now, so they are the expert in these things. They faced all these problems whatever we have discussed. To overcome, to come out from all this problem, they have made a formula, Halsey plan formula as well as row 1 plan formula. Under Halsey plan, their productivity, their time they have spent, everything should be considered. Based on that, salary will be paid. If the productivity or quality is not good, salary will not be given. If they have spent less time, salary will not be given. If they have spent more time, incentive will not be given. Everything considered, and they made a plan, Halsey and row 1 plan. Company can opt, they can go for Halsey plan, they can go for row 1 plan also. Now, we'll talk about Halsey plan. I will not read out everything. Directly I'll go to formula. Now, what is your Halsey plan formula? Remember, TT means time taken, HR, hourly rate, then TS means time saved. Say what is the time saved? I have given you 10 hours to complete. You completed in 8 hours. 2 hours you have saved. You will be awarded for this whatever 2 hours you have saved. So HR, same, hourly. This is a formula for your Halsey plan. Remember, time taken into hourly rate plus half of time saved into hourly rate. So this is your row 1 plan. Again, I will not read out as I told you. So these are the experts. So they have given us this formula, row 1 plan as well as your Halsey plan. So what is the formula for your row 1? So it is easy to remember. Time taken into hourly rate, time taken into hourly rate. Same to same, copy. But time saved, you reverse this standard time. TS, ST. TS, ST. So same thing. So it is easy to remember. This will be your row 1 plan. Remember these two formulas. Whatever we work out for the next 3 or 4 sessions, it is all about your Halsey plan as well as row 1 plan. Go back to all your slides. If you want, you can take a screenshot so that we'll move for the next session. So these are your agenda and this is your learning outcome. The meaning of labor, like direct as well as indirect. Records, like these are the records of timekeeping. These are the records of time booking records. These are the wage system. The last bonus system is there, no? That is nothing but your Halsey and row 1 plan. These are the concepts you will not understand if you take screenshot. Just keep it in your memory. These are the Halsey plan. If they ask for the 5 marks theory, you can write this. So these are the formula for your Halsey plan. Along with that, you have abbreviation for time taken, hourly rate as well as time saved. And one more is there. That is a standard time. It is not given. I'll explain you at the time of problem. These are the row 1 plan. These are the formula for your row 1 plan. This is all about your today's session. Hope you understood what is Halsey, what is Rowan, as well as what is actual labor means. And also you understood why we are following Rowan and Halsey, why we are not following your time rate and pace rate. In the next session, we will go with the more number of problems so that you will understand better. The theory will be represented in the form of numbers like problems. Thank you.